One last thing I have to point out about Magic the Gathering is that the story it provides is very detailed. And overall, the story it tells is full of great characters. Not one of them is truly a stock character, which makes the game that much more interesting. I mean, occasionally they do something pretty cliche with the story, but that's only to further drive the separation between stock character and a truly interesting character. In the Pauper format, since I mentioned formats earlier, of Magic the Gathering, you're basically playing with a full deck that only uses commons and basic lands, which actually amplifies the gameplay experience all that much more because you have more intricacy with your deck style, as well as limiting certain synergies here and there. In Commander, you're using 100 cards of only one each. And in this format, you are ultimately playing against 7 other players. It is a great format to play if you have the cards for it. And when you're playing it or building a deck for it, you have to keep in mind that not everyone is going to be entirely focused on building up their board. Some are going to be a little bit harsh on the slower to build up deck boards, so keep that in mind when you're building your deck. The standard format is every card set in the last year and a half to 2 years of the story, last I checked anyway. And modern is everything since Mirrodin, which is a lot. But that's basically the separation between broken magic and controlled magic, where legacy is literally everything. You also have the archenemy format, which is completely about it's 5v1, and it's based off of the story in which a group of planeswalkers are fighting Nicol Bolas. So you've got the one archenemy who's got this like plot that they're trying to complete and they're challenged by 5 players. Or was it 4 players? Well, it's a 5 or 4v1, so if you can last as the archenemy, it's fun and a little bit strenuous, but you do have a few tricks up your sleeve, so that's good. And if you're one of the 4, you're playing against 1 character, so it's not as easily for you to get slain as with conspiracy drafting or commander. So there's that. And of course, conspiracy people are sneaky. Just sneaky. It's drafting which is one problem that you might experience in conspiracy, because you're not going to be completely able to balance between luck of the draw and, well, otherwise. You also have certain focusings with your deck because of the actual conspiracy card type. And those help your deck be stronger, but they're conditional cards. And like the draft format, no one's really going to be able to pull off a truly perfect deck, as with other formats. But the conspiracy draft, you're up against a group of 7 or 8 players overall, or in total. So that is going to be another, like, it just gets crazy. And sometimes it gets so crazy you might want to not play that format again, because I had a very poor experience with that format in itself, the conspiracy draft. But anyway, overall, the game isn't that bad. It's a community-driven game, and it is a wonderful experience. So, for Magic the Gathering, I give it an A and a recommended. That's all for this little rant.